Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Atari ST A to Z, a series of short playthroughs of Atari ST games, some which I grew up with and some which are new to me. Today is one of the former. Today we're looking at Mercenary III, which was a 1991 release by Novagen Software. It's the third game in the Mercenary series after Mercenary and Damocles, which we've previously seen on this series, developed once again by Paul Woakes. Now, Mercenary 3 builds on the foundation of Damocles. It's set in the same solar system as Damocles and assumes you were successful in Damocles. But there's a few notable additions to the formula, those being public transport and 3D human characters. This was an interesting and unusual game at the time for being a game primarily based around political intrigue rather than a more action-packed format. Now, there is some action in the game, but the main focus of the storyline is political intrigue more than anything else, which makes it quite interesting, especially from a modern perspective. And the game actually came packaged with a public transport schedule and solution briefings. And as it happens, I have the package right here. So let's have a look. So there's the back. Let's have a look at the blurb first of all. With the threat of Damocles averted in Mercenary 2, the peoples of the Gamma solar system have resumed a peaceful existence, free to continue their life of commerce, politics, and the pursuit of pleasure. You've had some time away from it all, but on your return you find that all is not well. A sinister character has risen to prominence, the enigmatic PC Bill. You see beneath his guise of benevolence a boundless ambition that needs to be checked. Things here have changed. With concern for the environment, new public transport systems have been introduced. Your old friend the President has concluded her term of office. There's to be an election, a legacy, a new economic order. Society is expected to be more self-reliant, but you should be well placed in this scheme of things. You are wealthy enough to go your own way. Yeah, so this was a really cool game when it came out. I remember being really excited by this game because it offers all sorts of cool and interesting new additions to the Mercenary formula. So let's have a look at what we got inside this box. First thing we've got is an ST Action cover disc that I can only assume was my save game disc from back in the day. We have a sheet of paper, which includes not only a list of transported destinations, but also a series of my teenage doodles. Don't really know what's going on in any of that, but 0903 ship, City, explosives, power gen, Bill Industries. I'm sure that list of transporters will be useful if nothing else. Here's the public transport schedule, which I thought was really cool. It tells you what all the bus stops and places are, and where the taxis stop and things. So how, different places you can get to. It's also quite helpful because this provides a list of coordinates as well. So if you're looking for specific things in the game, you can also use this to actually look up the location and get there yourself if you've got access to a vehicle as well. So that's cool. Like Damocles, the remarkable thing about this is that it all came on one floppy disk. So we got an entire solar system on a single floppy disk. What have we got here? This is a chart of the solar system from the look of things. Yeah, so it just shows where all the planets are, their distance from the sun, Dialis, and their diameter, and which ones are gas giants. Okay, what else have we got? We've got another thing about the planets and moons of the Gamma system. It's more of a sort of informational chart showing the relative size of them and the different islands that you can land on in various places. Quite useful while you're getting to know the different planets. Then we've got several of these, which are solution guides, which were originally sealed up with these stickers. So on the back, it tells you which solution this is. So this is the solution Lock Him Up. The contents are approximately 70% of detail in solution by this method. So if we look inside, it gives you just a couple of paragraphs on what you need to try and do. It doesn't tell you exactly what you need to do, but it tells you some of the places you might want to go to in order to start your investigation. So it doesn't completely give away the whole game, which is nice. But it does give you some helpful starting points, so we might refer to one of those on the way. And then we've got a manual in several languages that just tells you what the various key controls are and how you get around. So yeah, this is another one of those games I've been looking forward to returning to because I was always very fond of this game as a kid. I think I beat it once, possibly with the help of a walkthrough, but yeah, interested to give this a go today. I'm not going to promise we're going to finish it today, but we'll go along with some of those solution briefings we've got to hand and see how we get on. So let's go play Mercenary 3. Okay, here we are with Mercenary 3 for Atari ST from 1991 by Paul Woakes. This is a follow-up to Damocles, and in terms of presentation it's very similar to Damocles. It unfolds in the same universe, so you've got this full solar system to explore, but the context of what you're doing is very different, and there's the addition of polygonal people. Like I say, was the big addition to this, along with the public transport system as well. So we'll see how that works as soon as the game finishes loading. Like most of Paul Woakes' other stuff, this loads the entire game into the ST's memory all at once, so there's no loading breaks anywhere in the game, which is really impressive considering how large it is. That also means that you can, once the game is loaded, you can immediately swap out the disc with a blank disc to save your games on, and there's no disc swapping at all, which is absolutely lovely. Okay, here we are. We are in prison on Metis. Message from the Chief Prison Officer. Your sentence was to wait here for Mercenary 3. Congratulations on your patience. It's arrived. You will now find things somewhat different, so I've added 2 items to your possessions. Quite essential, a bus pass and a taxi card. Excuse me. There has been a call for you today. A Mr. PC Bill invites you to call on him. His personal craft awaits you at the spaceport. Oh yes, the letter outside arrived this morning. Good luck. Call a taxi when you're ready to go. Press enter key to activate your taxi card. Okay, so this beginning here, this is a reference to a rather mean joke that Paul Woakes played on everyone in Damocles, which was that if you were exploring Metis, here, there's Damocles in the background. So this assumes that you beat Damocles without having to destroy the comet, which is possible. But yeah, anyway, in Damocles, if you wander into this prison here, it would just lock you in. It would lock you in and say you are sentenced to wait until Mercenary 3. And indeed, as Mercenary 3 begins, here you are. Right, so first things first, let's get this letter out of this box here. Margaret's letter. From... Oh, whoops. Wrong button. From State President Margaret, with kindest regards. The State President was heavily implied to be Margaret Thatcher. Content. My dear mercenary, we were so sorry to hear you've been locked in. What a dreadful mistake. Paragraph. We have to retire, you know. It's so unfair. They say we've served our full term. And do you know, we could go on and... Excuse the v. You done? P.S. We're so sorry, but we've had to cut our costs. We can no longer give a free craft on quitting. Paragraph. But then you never were a quitter. Besides, we've really left you quite well off. So now you can pay for all your own services. They're to have an election, and without me. Okay. So that gives us the setup. So, as I say, Margaret was the state president of Eris, and indeed the Gamma system, if I remember correctly, in Damocles. But she has been forced to retire as time has passed, and now here we are in a world that is preparing for a new election. So, let's call a taxi and get this underway. Excuse me. So you pull out your taxi card and you press the asterisk button to call one, and then after a short period, one will show up ready for you. You hop in. Welcome, please select your destination. And you then use these options to choose where you want to go. So there was a craft waiting for us at the spaceport, so let's head for the spaceport. Thank you. Mr. PC Bill has prepaid for this trip. Anytime you need us, just use the taxi card. Our rates are very reasonable, usually. Anyway, you're the mercenary that saved Eris. So I suppose you can afford most things. You'll notice in the inventory we have 51 million credits. Even taxi fares. Yeah, that was sort of one of the highest rewards you could get in Damocles, was about 50 million. Excellent job you did on Damocles. There's to be an election soon. You should become president. I think we need someone like you. I don't trust this Bill character. Well, here we are. Just board the craft over there. Best of luck to you. Alright. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, frog in the throat. Yeah, so most of the taxi rides that you have in this, the driver will chat to you about something or other. And just as with taxi drivers in real life, they have a lot of different things to talk about, and you can pick up some rather interesting rumours from them sometimes. Right, here's the spacecraft. Again, let's hop on. Good morning, I'm your pilot, Captain O'Hara. On behalf of Mr. Bill, welcome aboard. Our destination is the PC Bill HQ on Tolosa. Our flight time will be 3 hours 10 minutes. Not real time, you'll be pleased to hear. Just like in Damocles, as you fly through space, you'll see that time goes by more quickly. Mr. Bill has asked me to give you an insight into his fascinating history. A heroic survivor of the Mid-Milky Wars, he invested in a Mentor trading post in 2095. He was elected Governor of Mentor in 2097. PC Bill Enterprises, his holding company, now has investments in wide-ranging activities. I'm sure you would like me to list them for you. Duty-free trading post and entertainment. Since 2099, Group 4 investments. And acquired in 2100 both Alkane Pharmaceuticals and the Pan Hades Pulvin mines. There are plans now to mine Pulvin on Dion North and Dion East.
PC Bill now wishes to devote his energies to loyal public service. He is a candidate in the presidential election. We are about to land. I do hope that you've enjoyed the flight. On leaving, please call Mr. Bill's taxi service. Alright. Let's just have a quick peek in the spaceport building first. Nothing there. Alright, let's call a cab. Anytime you're ready. Here it comes. Where have you gone? There you are. Welcome. Please select your destination. Only one option. Hello, you're Mr. Bill's guest. Welcome to Mr. Bill's Tolosa headquarters. Just a short drive. I do hope Janet O'Hara kept you entertained. Her sister Petra is Mr. Bill's receptionist. Well, here we are, on leaving. Do please go straight into reception. Alright. See you later. There's our receptionist. Hello there, Mr. Bill is expecting you. If you would like to read Mr. Bill's manifesto, do please take this copy. Mr. Bill is very busy, but he will see you now. Please go down to his basement control room. That's not sinister at all. Let's read his manifesto first. PC Bill Enterprises. A company profile. In just a few years, this dynamic corporation has developed interests spanning the Gamma system under the firm leadership of PC Bill. A heroic survivor of the mid-Milky Wars. This sounds familiar, doesn't it? He invested in a Mentor trading post in 2095. Elected governor of Mentor in 2097. He applied his legendary dynamism to business acquisition. Duty-free trading post and entertainment. Yes, yes, yes. Group 4 Investments acquired 2099. Alkane Pharmaceuticals acquired 2100. Pan Hades Pelvin Mines acquired 2100. With Pan Pelvin deposits virtually exhausted, there are plans to mine on Dion North and East. Dion is a heavily populated planet, which is sort of the core conflict at the heart of this story. He wants to start mining on this planet where loads of people live, and obviously that would be disastrous for the environment, so you want to try to stop him. BC Bill now wishes to devote his energies and compassion to loyal public service. He is a candidate in the presidential elections. Okay. I think I'll hold on to that for the minute. We've got plenty of inventory space. Right, he was down in the basement, I believe. So in we go to the lift. And then hit B for basement. Good morning, Mercenary. Do come in. I am told that you enjoy a certain popularity, so I thought we should have a brief meeting. While you've been away, I have been very busy. I would be very unhappy given any interference. So why not feel free to go and enjoy yourself? Take my transporter link through to Bacchus. I think you will find everything you want there. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Let's read his post-it note. Urgent to PC Bill from Casino Manager. Confirm we have paid your bankers as ordered. We now have insufficient funds to deal with any payouts in excess of 150 million credits. Interesting. I think that hints at one of the solutions. You can basically bankrupt him by gambling in the casino. Now that door is locked, so we can't go in and see Bill at the minute. But that B there is not for basement. That means you need door key B to get in there. That is a transporter. So if you step into that, you'll be transported to Bacchus East Spaceport. As I will be using my reference of transporters for. Now, from here, you are free to do whatever the fuck you want. So, our options for beating this game, which I'm not going to promise we're going to do today, but we'll have a look at some of these anyway. So there are several different solutions. Number one is get elected, which is the one that I actually did back in the day. Number two is bankrupt Bill. Number three... Oh, this one's an outline of the 5 solutions. Number 3 is lock him up. So you basically build a prison and then put him in it. Number 4 is blow it up. So you blow up his mining equipment. And number 5 is shoot him up. So you basically shoot down. You may have seen the saucers that were flying around on Tolosa. You basically have to shoot down enough of those in order to ruin him, basically. I think that's how that one works. Let's have a look. With an eye to a bargain, you've bought your spacecraft from stellar factors on Ur. Now into battle. But unless you're extremely good, not before you've borrowed the playtester's shield device. Now to coax out Bill's full fleet of battlecraft. Pop off a few observers to excite the first wave, and an incursion into Bill territory on the more remote moons that he owns will yield up more forces from his military base on Thalia. But then think what would really annoy him to bring out his last line of defence. Okay, so that's one possible solution. Blow it up. On a tour around Chaldea with those chaotic robot taxi drivers, you learn at the bank that Bill's lines of credit are closed and at the insurers that his mining equipment isn't covered. So destroy what he has to put an end to his plans. An explosive solution. 6 pieces required plus a detonator. Pyrotech Supplies is the place to start to locate some of the explosives manufactured by Hanson Industries. Okay. So other options, lock him up. Take him out of the game. Like Al Capone, he needs locking up, but not without just cause. The private detective, J. Arthur Hoover, has the lowdown. Present it to the proper authorities and you're deputized. A high-security prison needs to be purpose-built. Not too easy, with bureaucratic building rules and regulations. See Rook will show you the deeds to that prime building site on Logos, and instant architects have a design for a model prison. Builders are risky, and there's planning permission and the like to contend with. Get the components in the right order and you have him. That's if you can capture him. Bankrupt Bill. After meeting that larger-than-life character PC Bill, you do go on to sample the gambling at Uncle's Casino in Bolsh's Bar. Fair fun, but with the odds loaded against you. Checking on the post-it note you picked up from Bill's office, you see that just a couple of big wins will more than embarrass him. So you give some thought to bending the odds in your favour. Something of a search, but how to charm the Wheel of Fortune into paying you a fortune. Or perhaps that magnetic fruit machine can be manipulated. And get elected. Bert, the taxi driver, and Metis will vote for you, and with your vote, that's 2. And the election registrar's office on Vesta is very happy to have you logged on as a candidate to make it a real contest. Now you have to set about getting the message through the media. Vote for me. Once they know you're a candidate, people will. So get around those ad agencies, the TV company and the publishers, but be prudent with your promotional spend. They'll all take your money, but some are more effective than others. The Trade Commission are keenly interested in the results, so take advantage of their opinion poll to keep posted on your progress. And the Daily Comment gives the stories behind the news. But remember, in the glare of publicity surrounding your candidacy, you should lead an exemplary life, and Bill could play dirty. Right, so, like I say, because I can't remember how long this takes to get through, I'm not going to promise we will get through any or all of that. But let's work on the assumption that we're going to try and get elected, because that's sort of the solution that the game pushes you in the direction of right from the beginning. So what we can do is we can hop through this transporter several times, and that should take us to Vesta, which is where we can register to become a candidate. So we need to go to transporter number 4. So this is number 2. Onwards to number 3. This is back on Metis. Can't strafe in this game. You don't realise how much you miss strafing until you play a 3D first-person game where you can't. Right, we are now on Vesta, and we are in the headquarters of the Verdant Party, I believe. Exactly where? In their basement, I think. There's an elevator. Yes. Right, let's get out of here. Dum-ty-dum-ty-dum. Nothing to see here. No one here. Exit that way. Okay. Locked. Am I locked in? Well, that's no good, is it? Okay, maybe things aren't quite as simple as I thought they were going to be. Why have they locked their front door? That's annoying. Let's have a look around the rest of this building, see if there's a key or something lying around somewhere. Is there a first floor? There is. What have we got up here? Nothing much. Nothing at all, in fact. Anything in here? Nope, nothing at all. Is there a second floor? There is. Alright, how many floors are there? Is there a 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd? There is the 3rd floor. By the conventions of this series, interesting stuff is usually on the top or the ground floor. And indeed, there's something there. What is this? Bill's bill. Proposal. The President's consent is sought to adopt legislation for pulverin mining on Dion North. This bill grants PC Bill open cast mining rights to fully exploit his land on Dion North Island. Please carry to I's lobby, 2nd floor. Okay, so you can actually mess things up by actually taking that through and getting it approved. But I'm just going to nick it for now. And we'll just find another way to get where we're going. In fact, let's have a look at the public transport schedule to see how we can get from place to place. Right, so the spaceflight schedules. How do we get to Vesta? We need to get to Eris first. Okay, one of the teleporters was on Eris. That was teleporter number 2, I think. So we head back to Eris. We should be able to catch a spacecraft and get to Vesta without being locked in the building. So that's fine. So back to teleporter number 2 then. This game is very minimalist, mostly for technical reasons, but I've always really liked the way it looks. Just sort of the aesthetic and the way you can look out of windows and see what's going on outside, and the colours and all that sort of thing. There's some buses. Oh, that's right. On Eris we have to catch buses rather than taxis, don't we? Okay. Let's brave the bus service then. We just missed one, as is always the way. Alright, Capital Spaceport we want to go to. Oh, there's a bus coming. Stop. Okay, and off we go. On the number 29. 29, Eris Capital. Oh, well, this one doesn't go to the spaceport. But if we get off at the bus station, we should be able to change to a number 12. It's just like real life. So when you're on a bus, you just wait until it displays the stop you want to get off at the bottom, and then you press the L key, which is how you leave a vehicle normally. It just means that the bus will stop at that next stop and let you off there. Bus station. So we just hit L to leave. Buses are free as well. You'll notice that it's not costing me any money to be on here. So from this point on, most of the other public transport does cost you money though. And it's based on the amount of time you spend in the vehicle. So you'll find in some places the taxi drivers will take the piss by taking you the longest route possible to your destination and thus costing you a fortune. Alright, here we go. So we need to catch a number 12. Does one of these signs say where the number 12 goes from? "15 north, 29 west." "12 south." That will do. I don't know if it's that way we need to go, but anyway, let's wait for it here. And presumably that other direction there, that is going to be 12 north. I would assume. Oh, there's one coming. You don't want to miss it, because yes, you can miss them. That's the one. Let me in. Capital Spaceport. It's exactly where we need to go. So the use of this public transport, it kind of completely changes the way that you explore the game world in this. Now, there is a rather sneaky little, I don't know if you call it an Easter egg or a cheat or something like that. But if you bother to walk around behind the prison you start the game in, you'll actually find the spaceship that you had in the original, in the previous game, in Damocles. So, if you want to completely skip all of this public transport nonsense, then you can do that. Ooh, stuff. What is this? It's a Chaos brochure. Flight schedule. Schedule. Please check your transport schedule for integrated Chaos space and intercity flights. Pirate copy players can as usual go and gently... Nice. In response to the competition of Bruce's airline, Chaos are soon to introduce a self-fly service. So yeah, I believe you can also like rent a spaceship or an aircraft. But we will do the decent thing and take the public transport for now. So this spaceship here, this should take us to Vesta, where we should be able to go and register as a candidate for the election. And you'll see now, you can see our money being drained at a frightening rate. Destination Vesta, our flight time 3 minutes. Coming around on there now. Flight Captain James here again. For your information, Vesta is home of the Gamma System Parliament at Politburo City, in the crater ahead there. Our service, Chaos Flight number 132 to Gaia, departs from 0703 at Gaia Link Spaceport. A rapid taxi service operates on Vesta. Okay, so I think we need to go and pop by the election registrar, which you should be able to get a taxi to from here. Do fly with us again. Thank you. Right. Give me my taxi card. And bring me a taxi. That's quick. Right. Hello, where can I take you? You can take me to the election registrar, if you please. Registrar's office, certainly. Are you a politician, then? I admire the work politicians do. No easy job. When Parliament is open, keeps me busy. I think this PC Bill has people fooled. The things he's getting away with. I have a friend, J. Arthur Hoover, on Dayon East. He's got a huge portfolio on PC Bill. You should see it. Dayon East, you say? Well, here we are. Best of luck. Thanks very much for the information also. The registrar's office is on the first floor. Do come in. If you are a prospective election candidate, please pick up and use the candidate's log. Sure. Enter name. Pete. Thank you for entering the election. There are candidate rules to be followed. Please read the notice board carefully. Rules for Gamma System presidential election. Newsflash, PC Bill challenged. New election candidate, Pete. Candidate must have been resident for 1 year minimum. Candidate should have assets of 20 million. Candidate must log on with the electoral registrar. Candidate's maximum promotional spend 40 million. There shall be no Rule 5. Candidate has 1 vote in the election. To be elected, candidate must remain solvent. If elected, candidate must be free and available to take office at Vesta Parliament immediately. Okay, fair enough. That all seems perfectly reasonable. Newsflash, Bill claims candidate X jailbird. Opinion poll commission, first results. PC Bill 73%, Pete 27%. We've got an uphill struggle ahead of us. Alright, so let's have a look at the places we can go. So we need to think about advertising. Where are the places we could do that? I suspect Eris. Velos City. That's on Eris, I think. That's got Eris Television, Writers Guild, the ad agency. Key Island's got some places as well. Got some publishing companies, including Europress and Future Publishing, who were both real companies at the time. Future's still going, but Europress, I don't think they exist anymore. Okay, I think we need to go back to Eris from the look of things, and then get over to Velos City and Key Island. So, in order to do that, yeah, we need to go from Elmdon Airport on Eris. Okay, so let's call a cab. Oh, that was quick. Must have been one passing right away. Okay, hop in. Hi there. Okay, where are we off to? Eris Link Spaceport, if you please. Eris Link Spaceport, certainly. I really am privileged, Pete. Oh yes, the word's out already. You're to be our new presidential candidate. Isn't it exciting? I shall vote for you. I shall have to get over to Eris. To the polling station at Capital Post Office. Important information. Of course, the other one's on Dion. At the Land Registry. That'll suit my friend J. Arthur Hoover. He'll vote against Bill, that's for sure. Oh dear, here's me chattering on. And you with so much on your mind. We'll be there very shortly. Take your time, please. The driver said they just decide to go off-road randomly sometimes. Okay, this is it. Thanks very much. Let me out of your cab before you spend all of my money. Right, back to Eris, if you please. This is Captain James. Now, flight now to Eris. Chaos flight number 045. Our flight time some 3 minutes 30 seconds. I love the fact you can look around while you're sitting in the various craft. You can sort of see the different bits of structure of the aircraft and enjoy the flight from different angles. Some slight turbulence today, but quite usual. Oh, right. To get to Velos City, we've actually got to catch several different flights. We've We're going to go from Ares Capital to Key Island, which we actually needed to go to as well. And then Key Island to Bear Island, and then Bear Island to Velos City. Captain James again, on our final approach now. To Ares Capital Spaceport. Right, did this provide any clues as to which ones were less reliable? Get around the ad agencies, the TV company and the publishers, but be prudent with your promotional spend. Some are more effective than others. Okay. Right. Time for the old bus pass again. And then we need to catch a bus from here. Oh, that's going to leave without me, isn't it? Come on. Run. Run. Uh-oh. Damn you, bus. Oh, I guess we'll just wait here then. I think this is like an end point of a bus route. So, Capital Spaceport. Yeah, and then it goes back to the bus station after this. Okay, well, but the bus from here does take us to the airport, which is the important thing. And there's the next bus. If only the real bus service was so efficient. And again, as you've seen, you can look out the window on the bus in this as well, which I always found pretty cool. The only thing I didn't love about the public transport in this as a kid was the fact that whenever they get to a junction, they just turn by 90 degrees immediately. They don't smoothly turn around the corner. But sort of knowing what I do now about game development and all that sort of thing, it's entirely understandable why they why Paul Woakes did it that way. Can't remember what your time limit is on this one. You don't have a countdown timer like you do in Damocles, but there is a time limit. I think that's the airport there. The frustration of travelling by bus when you go straight past the place where you actually want to get off. Dum-ti-dum-ti-dum. Yeah, this is a game for the patient, as you can probably tell. But that's one thing I really liked about it. It deliberately wasn't all action all the time, and that gave it a really interesting and unique atmosphere. I don't know if unique's the right word, because the other Mercenary games are all very like this as well. They're all fairly chilled out, but they've always had this sort of sense of you going about your business as if it's in the real world. And Paul Woakes deliberately modelled these virtual worlds to work in a way that was very similar to the real world. So that includes all the inconveniences of the modern world. And that sort of thing, such as riding a bus and it taking a while and missing a bus at inopportune moments and all that sort of thing. But at the same time, it gives you the opportunity to sort of really role-play the character, I guess, because while you're doing this, there's nothing stopping you from spending some time flipping through your notes, or the public transport schedule, or making some plans for the future. Because the game is time limited, it's actually quite in your interest to make sure that you're always considering what your next move is going to be. That was arguably a lot more important in Damocles than it is in this, but it's still important in this. Anything in here? Ow, my head. Ow, my head. Not even anything in here. What about over here? Nothing at all. Glad we had this little visit. Right. Take me on a ride, pilot. Welcome to Chaos Intercity Flight number 455. My name is Peter McDonald, your flight captain. Our route takes us outwards to Key West. Then a short hop to Bear Island, which you can now turn to see out to our right. There it is. From there onwards to Velos City. You can't see from here. And returning then to Ares Capital. You see, it's called what it's called because it looks like a key. Key West Island, our first stop is ahead. Key West is home to print publishers and has pleasant residential areas. Alright, what does the bus service look like on this place? Key Island. Oh, there's only one. Oh no, there's two buses. We want the number 25. That's the only one that stops at the airport, so that's okay. So we can stop at Future Publishing and Europress Publishing and use Intergalactic from here. So we should probably pay them all a visit. Number 25 bus connects at the airport. Thank you for flying Chaos. It was my pleasure, sir. Please rejoin the craft for onward travel. Gonna let me out? There we go. Oh, bus. We missed it. Come on. Run. Run. Run faster, run faster, run faster, run faster, run faster. We've totally missed that, haven't we? Come on. Let me on. Let me up. No! Oh. Well, that gives us time to look in here anyway. Nothing. Fair enough. I guess we'll wait for the next one. Which is right here. We won't go too much longer because I'm conscious that we've gone for nearly an hour already. But hopefully this is giving you a good idea of what this game is about, or at least what one of the routes in this game is all about. Travelling on buses. Like I say, you can actually avoid all this public transport stuff altogether if you actually pick up your spacecraft from behind the prison you start in. And if you want to save your money, it's actually well worth doing that because public transport can get quite expensive quite quickly. And remember, in order to be a successful election candidate, we need to remain solvent and have assets of 20 million. Alright, here we are at Future Publishing. One of the Longest surviving publishing houses, or magazine publishing houses, I should say, in the UK. Still going strong today. Although a lot of the publications that I grew up with are no longer with us. It's a person! Hello, Pete. Welcome to Feature Publishing. You're very short. You'll want to advertise with us, of course. We can deliver the votes of our informed readers. 3 million to do the job. Yes! Oh, super Pete. Good luck with everything. Okay, so that's secured some advertising. If I remember correctly, the one you don't want to advertise with is the actual ad agency, because they're a bunch of sleazy bastards, if I remember correctly. But the actual publishing houses, because Paul Woakes was reliant on them for getting reviews of his games, I think he wasn't too mean about them in this game. So if we go pay Europress a visit as well. There's a bus. Going the wrong way, I think, but it'll do. Yeah, it's taking us back to the airport, but I think it loops back round after the airport. It does. So we'll go visit Europress and then we'll call it a day, I think. And then if you want to continue the journey for yourself, oh, you know how to get started. Back past Future again. Newton is where we can change buses to go and see. I think that takes us to the residential areas. I don't know if there's anything you can do in those, but we've got no reason to go there right now. So, poll update: PC Bill 69%, 31%. So you can see our polls are rising already thanks to the advertising. Orson Bank. I think it can do something there if we want to work on bankrupting Bill. That building that we just saw out to the right there, that is a trading post, so you can go and buy and sell stuff from those places. And that's one way of making some extra money if you find yourself needing it. Europress Publishing. Europress is who my brother used to work for in his earliest days in the games industry. So they published stuff like Games X was the one that he started on. And he then moved on to Maverick magazines after that. No, they're not in this one, I don't think. But this would have been around the time that my brother was still at Europress, I think. So, okay. Oh, it's one of these fancy big bridge-style buildings. How do we get in? Where's your door? It's just like visiting a real big company. Wander around the outside of an enormous building and there's absolutely no indication where the front door is. Hello? Maybe it's supposed to be the other side. Let's investigate. I love how all the buildings have got these advertising for the transport company on the side now. That was like another addition for this game. In case it's not clear, this game is poking fun at a lot of things. It was very much the sort of satire of its day, particularly British satire. Alright. Hello. What's up, my dude? Hey there, Pete. Welcome to Europress. We've organised you a super ad campaign. Stop vibrating, phone. At a cost of just 3 million. Bargain. Oh, fine, Pete. We'll hit the press now. Sweet. Alright, so I think we've gone on for an hour there, and we've got our election campaign well underway. I'll hold that there for now. As tempting as it is to try and see things through to some sort of conclusion, there's still a fair amount to do, and I can't remember all of it, frankly, so we'll leave that there for now. Hopefully that's given you a good indication of what Mercenary 3 is all about, though, or as I say, what one route through Mercenary 3 is all about. There are several different ways to solve this game, including, as I say, one that involves just shooting down a whole bunch of stuff. So if you do want an action-packed sort of game, you can play it that way if you prefer. Or you can completely ignore all this altogether if you want to, and just go and spend all your time gambling on Bacchus and buying and selling items and that sort of thing. That's the beauty of this game, and of Damocles before it, is that you have absolutely no obligation to follow the main plot if you don't feel like doing it. So that's always fun. Anyway, we'll leave that there for now. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.